Hi everyone, it's Vacha here for recordingstudio9.com and thanks for joining me again. Today I will be reviewing studio monitor stands and what they are and what difference will it make into your sound of your room coming from your speakers, as well as if there's any difference from when I had my monitors sitting on my workstation or now they are sitting on the stands. I use the PreSonus Eris E8 and I have done room acoustic analysis previously while they were sitting on my workstation, and then another room acoustic analysis with the Room EQ Wizard and see what difference that it makes. So I will show you those graphs and we'll talk about them as well. After some viewing of and listening to some of the comments from the high-end professionals in the recording industry about speakers, monitors, the room acoustics, as well as the positions of the speakers as you are doing the mixing and mastering, I realized that most of them have their speakers on stands, as well as you know, the reasons behind it, some of them actually talked about. So I took that initiative and decided, why not grab some studio monitor stands and to see if that's going to make any difference. The good thing about it is that after looking around some music shops and even on eBay to see what price they range, you know, on eBay I can say they range anywhere between $100 to, you know, $300 Australian for them. But then again, I went and looked, I should have in the first place, look at my most popular music online shop as well as a normal shop that I buy some of my gear from, Swamp Industries, which is swamp.net.au. Realize they actually have the stands at a very good price at $30 each, and they are metal, they're not plastic. So I said, why not, you know, for $60 plus you know, I think $10 or $12 delivery, they arrived. So so I assembled them. It was very quick to assemble, and this is what they look like, and this is the bottom of it. So it is a triangular shape at the base. It has I believe 23 or 24 centimeters across, square that sits on, and it comes with some rubber so you can put on, so your speakers will be sitting on that rubber bit. It has adjustment, so you are able to adjust it up and down to the height you need, and it is important to be able to adjust it, and I will tell you why. And yeah, it came in a couple of pieces, two of them. And that's how they sit. Now, yeah, so an adjustable to, it's not sort of so clicking adjustment, so you can actually adjust it at any height you want, which is one of the good things. The other good thing is at the bottom of it, where the triangle sits, you have a couple options. If you have carpeted floors, then this is the thing you need. These are screw-on spikes that actually screw at the three corners of the thing, so that way you can, again, you can adjust it so that it's at the right height, and you can tighten them up. And the other thing is, if you are like myself, my floors are tile, even though I have some carpet in here obviously, but if they're tile, then you can use this plastic rubber fit instead. You can screw them on, and where it goes, it actually has rubber, and I think the rubber might work a little bit better because it gives that bit more vibration thing out, especially on tiles. But if you have obviously carpet floors, the spike would be much better suited, because the concentration of the speaker vibration is at the tiny point rather than spread out, so you don't get that feedback from the speaker, especially the lower end bass, traveling through and into your room walls and the floor. And that's one of the reasons why most expert recommended stands for your speakers. That way the lower end vibration sound, they're talking about, you know, anything 80 hertz and below, you know, will less traveling area and exposure to your room than if they're sitting on your workstation or on your desk and so on. So that's one of the reasons. And when I did room acoustic analysis and comparing from my previous one to when I had this one on, yes, it did make about 12 to 13 dB difference at the lower end. I had a really big peak at about 40 hertz and then a little bit of dip, and then came up again at about 80 or 90 hertz. And those peaks actually got reduced, so the bass was not traveling as much into the room, so the room was not becoming part of the speaker, but actually being the enclosures of the sound pressure in the room. So it did definitely make a difference. Whether it's worthwhile, if you're paying about $30 each for $60, it's definitely worth it. So check Swamp Industries out. But if you are getting the more expensive ones, you really have to look at the acoustics of your room, how much difference it will make, and whether if it's worth spending, you know, $200–300. I think my personal view would be, if you're in the home recording industry, this one's well worth it. But any more expensive, the difference that it made, you know, yeah, we are talking about 12–13 dB at the bottom end, if you know, but you can always use sort of adjustments to correct that, like EQ adjustments to correct for that. But yeah, it does help. If it's cheap enough, I think it's well worth it. So that's it. So I will set the second one up again, just like over there it's sitting. And one thing I should mention before I forget, about the height adjustment. Like I just remembered, the height adjustment is important, because you should never set your speakers, the middle of your woofer, so the main big speaker, halfway from your ceiling to the bottom. It has to be either above or below. That's because of the air pressure that it's creating. If it's halfway through, you will have harmonics, so you will have some problems, especially at the lower end again. So make sure you can use your adjustment to lower it or put it above, depending how high you are sitting, so that the speakers are not halfway between the roof and your floor. So measure it up. So if it's halfway, probably lower it. I have lowered mine. As you can see, they used to sit all the way up here. Now they are actually below that level. So that makes a difference. And the other thing is, I no longer need to put them on those acoustic foams. These things. So when they were on my workbench, these things again made a difference. So now the monitor stands actually no longer required, because it's not going to make any difference anymore, because they are already less distribution point. So I'll probably have to use those for something else. So thanks for watching. I hope that was helpful and informative for you. And if you like to subscribe, please do subscribe, so that way you are always kept up to date. If you have any comments about the monitor stands, or especially this one, since I have one, and where to get them, you're always happy to comment, and I'll be more than happy to answer any queries you have. And until next time, thanks for watching.